we have a small issue. A big issue, actually. Well, the car's got like 30 codes. And we have a box full of parts to work on it. Injectors, carb cleaner, ultrasonic cleaner, 4 injectors, some clips and fasteners because we're gonna break some, we always do. A one-way valve that we think is under the intake that is clogged, I think. Another one-way valve because we couldn't find a part number, so we just got all the one-way valves we could. Gaskets for the intake. No, this is a seal to walnut blast it. Gaskets for the intake. Another one-way valve. And whatever this is for the shifting system, if you will. Let's get to work. I got rear-ended the other day. So we have this big old crack here. I can stick my fingers through it. I just try to make that look nice. Carbon's cracked. Tail light on the inside cracked. Tail light's misaligned. The wing here is cracked. More whatever. This is all shifted. So I got a call from the estimator that works for the insurance company. Trying to figure that out, what it's going to cost. So here's the plan. There's no plan. Take the intake off and just kind of go from there. I don't have a guide, so we're just going to kind of figure it out as we go. Goals are new injectors where they're leaking, walnut clean the intake, find that one-way valve that's leaking, that's causing the runner flaps to stay open. So those 3 are the main objectives. Let's try not to break anything. Got that off, and I think this helps a lot. Being able to lean over. There you go. Nice. So we got the carbon covers off. I'll do what I always do and just jump in the engine bay. All right, in here. We have the intake out. I put some extra PPF I have, stuck it there so I wasn't scratching the firewall. I also put some here because I'm kind of stepping on this. The bumper's gonna get replaced anyways because I got rear-ended the other day. And here's the intake. Ain't she a beaut? Yeah, obviously there's oil coming out of that. I don't know if that's normal. So we're just gonna get her cleaned and see what we can do. First thing, we got to vacuum out the motor area to make sure that no debris gets into the intake valve area. So before I take off the second part of those runners, I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum it out and then kind of plug it how I can and then unscrew them and then do that same thing. We're gonna clean the intake manifolds anyways, or the intake valve area. I just don't want something in an area where the valve is open to get into the cylinder, so. Started walnut blasting, and that took me about 5 hours or so. It was a pretty long process, but it took me so long because I wanted to really get to the details and make sure that I cleaned every single speck of it, which probably is unnecessary because as soon as you start it up, it's going to get just as dirty as the final 2 hours of trying to get the exact details. But it came out super, super, super clean.
Look at how clean this is. Got a little bit of stuff in there. So we got the injectors out, got them all out, numbered. The lower fuel rail slash intake runner, I guess. Tested these on vacuums. They're pulling 13 psi to fully close this valve.
So I tested all the injectors and they were pretty good, maybe some small leaks here and there. But when I ended up trying to clean them internally, I put them in injector cleaner, and the rack that this injector tester has to clean them it was like powder coated. The injector cleaner ended up stripping the paint off, and that residue ended up going through the injectors and messing a couple of them up. So I ended up just replacing all of them.
This is the last stint. Just got to make sure that everything's connected, we don't miss anything, because that would be a really bad time. So whichever valves were open, because I don't want any debris getting in, I'm gonna then clean over it with a cleaner and a rag, a towel, a paper towel, and some cleaner. Just kind of clean the area and then vacuum it, make sure getting the last bit of stuff out, and then go ahead and bolt the lower intake runner on it, and then it's gonna have these guys in it, so once it's bolted down, nothing gets, past them. And then go to the next side, and then from there, the next part that goes on top is the intake manifold itself. So once I get these on, I can still see, connect stuff, make sure everything's good. I labeled all of them, or most of them at least. Like this guy's not labeled, it was, but then it fell off, but I know where it goes. These are each labeled. I don't think these matter. These go to these little vacuum valves here, whatever this would be, that suck the flaps in. I don't think it matters which side's on which, but I labeled them anyways. Get these guys connected. But yeah, once we do that, find anything that is loose and make sure it's marked so that I don't forget about it. So. Alright, I'm gonna try and crank it. Alright.
Recording. 2 channels started.
So when we went for the first start, it was idling pretty rough, and then I got a warning on the dash saying limit to like 4,000 RPM or something like that. So powered it off, and it turns out the left high pressure fuel pump was disconnected.
On this side. Everything's connected now.
I ended up taking my neighbor for a test drive, and this thing is insane. Oh my god! Oh man. So in this clip you can see the car's pink now. I have a video coming up on that. It's wrapped the DDE Lark pink color, which came out super awesome, and videos definitely do not do it justice. Like, you have to see this car in person to definitely understand this color. Since then, the car's just driven great. Taken it to autocross, driven it pretty hard, and it's performing awesome.
Still got to replace some stuff on the transmission, still getting a loss of pressure internally in the transmission hydraulic system, so I got videos coming up on that. We put new shocks on it, got a video coming up on that, and we still got a lot of work to do to get this car to like top tier shape. Unfortunately, just over the past year or so, it's just had some things come up that I've been kind of neglecting because they're things that don't really affect the drivability too much, but I just want the car to run perfect now. So thanks for watching. We got a bunch of videos coming up that are already recorded, waiting on editing, and other ones that are planned.